we are very happy to have Sohan Roy with us. He is an ex-student. I myself have taught him also when he was in the school. And I invite teacher Manchu to give you an introduction about Sohan Roy to all.
Thank you, sister. Now it's a pleasant morning. So, good morning, children. Now, you have truly paid off, right? And you have achieved remarkable success. Each one of you made us proud. And yes, to add on, I repeat, on now the principal's able guidance and mentorship, Sister Navia's mentorship and her guidance motivated your performance and so the wonderful results. Will you all agree with me? Yes. So now this online meeting is arranged for you where you can meet and interact with Sohan Roy. He is an exceptional ex-student of St. Joseph Convent, and his details are already provided to you. And hope this interaction will help you to make a right choice. Now, about Sohan Roy, he did his entire schooling in SJC. He achieved 95.5% in the ICSE, that is the 10th board, and he scored 95.2 in the ISC, that is the 12th board. He pursued his technical education in VSSUT, that is Veer Surendra Sai Institute of Technology, and he bagged the gold medal. He pursued his B.Tech in mechanical engineering. Okay, right, Sohan? Now,
Yes.
Then he joined IIM, all right, Bangalore for his MBA degree course. And I'm also proud of Sohan when he says he owes a lot to his alma mater, SJC. He is here with us today, children, and you're free to interact with him. If you have your queries regarding your future career, he is there to help you out. So we are going to interact with him, all right, for better guidance, for motivations, and he'll share his experience also. Alvin. So welcome, Sohan.
Thank you for the nice introduction. I think Manju has touched upon a lot of the highlights of my career, and if I say that I would have, if you have gotten the link, then you would have also gotten a time to go through all the details of my career as to what I have done, what journey has been. But nevertheless, I wanted to speak on it because there are some nuances to it which are better understood when we are interacting, when you have queries, when I have queries, when we talk to each other, then a lot of these underlying things get cleared. When Manju ma'am told, and also I personally strongly believe that all of my alma maters, all of the institutions I had been, the alma maters, be it the schooling, the 10th and the 12th, or be it my engineering college, which is VSSUT Burla, and be it the place where I worked, which is Aditya Birla Group, Hindalco, all of these have played a vital role in shaping me in who am I, and also to reach the one of the finest institutions of the country, which is IIM Bangalore. So then I would first start that why I say that I am very much proud of all the institutions I had been and who had during my school time.
Okay. In between, the sound was not coming through.
Okay, let me know when any one of you is not able to hear, then I would love to repeat myself. Okay, is it fine with everyone? Yes. So I would start first with the school, that why school played a big role in shaping me as you see me today. So first of all, you know that during our school time, we undergo through a very much, I would say, one of the toughest courses in the whole country, which is the ICSE board. I would till date say that no other board means students undergo through a lot of stressful journey, which has 10 subjects. Even our class 5 student will undergo like 10 subjects with SUPW, Hindi, Odia, and lot of things. Like there are a number of things which a school does which ICSE school does. And on the top of that, you have annual function, school parliament, and a lot of things which go on there. But I would say that this helped me in shaping my personality, because our school has a very good mix of academics, sports, extracurriculars, where the students wants to be, but academic is a given, because means if you like it or not, you have to undergo through this process. If you are like, if you have signed up for ICSE, that हमको ICSE करना है, I have to like graduate, means pass out 10th, then you have to undergo through this process, that minimum academics also. Actually, it sets you up for the bigger challenges in life. Because one thing I have understood in my life, that nowhere in the world you will get the luxury or the leisure of having so much time on your plate, that आज इतना time है, I will have 7 days of time for this exam, or for this presentation, or for this meeting, or for that interaction, and I will prepare myself and I will give my best. For example, for this meeting today, this is a very much impromptu meeting on my part, because yesterday during evening time, sister called me कि ऐसा ऐसा करना है, and I was like, okay, set. I have no preparation. I will go and make notes. I will do out rehearsal. No, in many events of your life, right, starting from now, you will not have time for that perfect preparation. That perfect time never comes, or perfect preparation कभी होता नहीं. That if you go and prepare that, no, I will be all suited, booted, I will do a whole lot of preparation, I would say that 90% of the plans are failure if you are not able to execute it, and you will not get time. And this is the stark reality of the world. So the school sets you up for that. That if you are now afraid that हमने 10 साल घिसाया है, like we have hustled for 10 years, juggling so many subjects. Yeah, in CBSE, if you go, they don't have a modern Indian language. वो हिंदी लेंगे, they will either take Hindi or they will take Sanskrit. बस हो गया. But in our school, you will have to have study expansive, vast English. Then you have to study a MIL, modern Indian language, such as Odia or Hindi, whatever you take. And you have to take a bunch of other subjects you have to juggle. And you also know that in ICSE exams also, you don't get a lot of gap in between. That you go to ask any Manavati school student or a central school student that how much gap they get in board exams, you will be shocked to know that sometimes they have gotten even one week of gap. But if you compare to an ICSE student, he will get only 1 or 2 day gap. वो भी ऐसा एग्जाम है, हिस्ट्री सिविक्स एग्जाम में गैप होता ही नहीं है. कभी मीन्स आई हैव सीन दैट हिस्ट्री सिविक्स एग्जाम which has the highest number of course, history, civics, geography, the biggest course, they have no gap. Means gap ना के बराबर, like only 1 day gap, and that's it. You have to score, and the course is so vast that it's like very easy to forget. But see how it helps, because starting from that, when I entered in my undergraduate UG called BSSUT Burla, the same thing happened, that they also don't have much gaps. You have to study a whole 6 months worth of semester course content, and you have to give exams. And the same thing happened. And the training which I received, means I would say the school is a training ground, and the training which I received here in managing the stress and managing the subject load, I felt, honestly speaking, I felt it very easy to manage exams there. But what happens is that many students, what they feel, that since it becomes easy, then it's very easy for them to become overconfident ki nahi, if it's easy, then why to stress yourself further. And then jitna hai, means whatever we have achieved, that is good enough, and whatever we will be able to do, then we will be able to do it. But I took it a step further, that no, I would stress myself to become the number one person in there, means to stress myself academically and become the gold medalist. That was my target. And I would say that, to be honest, that I did it very fairly well, not taking too much of stress, because I had already undergone that, and it helped me to achieve that. Same query comes that whenever a student comes from 10th and he has to choose between which board to go, 12th CBSE or 12th ICSE. I would say that 90% of the students will say, "I'm 12 CBSE jayenge because I will not be able to do English. I will not be able to do justice to the English." Means the nice words they will say that I will not be able to do justice, but the reality is that हमको English से डर लगता है. Means we are afraid of English. That's why we are not able to do it. Okay. Means I would be very candid here, and if you find it offensive, please let me know. But I would be candid here that people are afraid of the ISC English. But I would say that why you guys are not willing to take up challenges. Means the one of the question is the why you are trying for a simple or easy path. This thought came to me when I chose my 10th class. Means I just had passed from 10th class, and there was a option before me that whether to go to 12th CBSE or 12th ICSE. And 12th CBSE, one of the famous choices will be DAV Burla. DAV Burla के बाद next आएगा Central School Sambalpur, and then Mandavati, and then people go to Bhubaneswar like ODM, and there are lots of schools. Means I have lost track of it. Means ODM abhi means top of the mind recall है, but there is also one very Karodpati school. I don't remember the name. Means very elite school where people go and study. But I, my many of my friends, the उस time का जो topper था, the topper of that time, 10th class, the Shashwat, we are still friends now. And a lot, many others told me that the school never has given a historical performance. But whenever we are judging something, whenever we are even judging a stock market performance, or we are judging something, we always see that historical. Even when we say that a student is good or not, we judge on his historical performance. कि अगर वो 10 क्लास में करना है, the what score did he get in 9th, what did score did get in 8th. So this is the historical performance we rely upon. The same thing, the dilemma came on my part that my friends asked me that what is the historical performance of the school. The historical performance of school was naturally not good at that time, because this is I am speaking 10 years ago. Very easily 10 years ago, this dilemma happened. But I realized that there is a supply and demand problem, that not a lot of good students who are academically good came to the school, and hence they did as per the average performance which they had shown in the past, and that continued. So there was a kind of bias which kept there, but I still did not I couldn't comprehend what was the logical reasoning behind it, that why not good students are opting for it. So I took a challenge on myself that why should I be afraid of English when I am being given the opportunity to learn it from the finest of the boards of the country, which is ISC. And trust me, students, the ISC board, the I will speak it on a very candid and plain terms that आप जितना पैसा दे रहे, the affordability the school gives, the fees. You go to any big city, you go to Rourkela, you go to Calcutta. Calcutta has the most number of ICSE, ISC schools in the country. Go to South Point, South Point School, which is the best school of the Kolkata in terms of ISC board. You just go and inquire about the fees. आप कितना fees देना पड़ता है, you don't miss, you cannot imagine. And in that money, you are getting the best of the institutes here. You are getting the best of the faculties here. And the fun part is that if you are less in number, then you will get the highest amount of attention from the school teachers, because each and every teacher here and the principal itself has a vested interest in you to help you succeed. अगर आप अच्छा करेंगे तभी जाकर स्कूल का अच्छा नाम होगा, स्कूल का अच्छा नाम होगा तो तभी जाकर टीचर्स का अच्छा नाम होगा, टीचर्स का अच्छा नाम होगा तो दूसरे बच्चे आएंगे. तो स्कूल का वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट है, आपका वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट है. तो ये चीज मेरे को रियलाइज हुआ. आई रियलाइज दैट इफ द स्कूल हैज वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट, आई आल्सो हैव अ वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट इन माय परफॉर्मेंस, देन व्हाई नॉट स्टे हियर. बिकॉज इफ यू गो टू other schools where there are already a lot of students there, where their students are historically continuing in their school, and you go there and, as an outsider, then you will always get a second class treatment unless you perform very well amongst the students or not. Then वो आएगा ही आएगा कि then you will not be taken care of, and you are means not given that much attention, and that stuff will happen. Okay. And the next argument comes ki coaching ka kya karenge and all. See, coaching and all, that's upon you, that you have to manage. Students have managed in the past. I have managed in the past. People are managing in the past. Then, if you manage it, then you will definitely do it. But don't ignore for the sake of English, because I would say that the English education which I received in my 10th and 12th class, that directly helped me in my CAT exam. CAT exam, there are three sections. One is the quantitative aptitude, which is the maths part of it. Other the data interpretation, which is logical reasoning, where you have to put some logical reasoning behind the questions and stuff, and you have to find out some puzzles. They're basically a bunch of puzzles. And next is the English section. English, they're very much like they have emphasized it very much, and they are very much particular about your English skills, because going forward when you are getting into a MBA school, and then you're getting into a company, and they check upon your presentation skills, your English skills, your writing skills. See, English skills doesn't mean that you are an orator like Narendra Modi. It is not like that. But you will be well read to a point that you are able to comprehend it easily. You are able to get a point easily, and you are able to communicate well with all your stakeholders, including your juniors, including your seniors, so that you are able to convince your point. That's the whole point of communication, right? So, since in the business world, when you will go further in a career and you will realize that how English is increasingly important, then you will realize that what kind of a service the school does, what great service the school does. So here in this case also, in the exams, I did not study much English, because I did not need that much preparation. And since the already the because the foundations are very well laid here. The precis writing you do, the precis writing is that a comprehension means the composition passage, which you get a very long passage which you have to short it down to 60 words. I remember, I think it was 60 words in my time. I think it would be 60 words now as well. There and
50.
50. Okay, 60, 50 chalega. That means that you are able, means that the practice of that means that exercise is that you are able to understand that whole passage worth 500 or 600 words, and able to compress it down to a 60 or 50 words passage, and that shows the comprehension skills. Next, there are passage that composition passage where you answer a bunch of 4 or 5 questions based on the passage, that what you understood from it, and there are specific questions to it. Trust me, these same type of questions are also there in CAT exam. CAT exam is same questions, so that you will be given a passage, not a long passage, but yes, 300 400 words passage आपको मिलेगा. Based on that, you will be asked questions. The questions are easily ICSE level, and might be a notch higher than ICSE level, because obviously they expect you to be much more well learned, because the exam level is also increasing. So yes, the foundations are very laid, that even the synonyms, antonyms you are asked in the exam, stuff like that, everything has worked helped in my favor in getting that CAT school. अब ये हो गया CAT means the entrance exam, but also inside the MBA school, when you are there, MBA school means we take MBA colleges, and we in our common parlance we tell it at B school or MBA school, just like a convention. So inside that also, you are very well judged upon how you present yourself in front of your interviewers, how you speak well. Are you able to justify what you have done so far in your life, right from the school, college, to your engineering, to your job? Are you able to explain it properly or not? Are you able to speak fluently or not? Not Narendra Modi style, but you are able to get your point across. Is it even convincing enough or not? The tonalities and everything, are you able to present or speak? These all things are very much important. Trust me, I would say that these skills matter much more when you go to an institution or a place like that, because at that place it's the competition amongst the best of the country. A country का best के साथ tied up ho, then the competition is so much intense. The competition is not intense in undergraduate, because in undergraduate exams, it's undergraduate, all it boils down upon ki you just qualify an exam. There's no interview, there's nothing. You just get into a IIT, NIT, or any type of engineering or any type of undergraduate college, law college, medical college, anytime there is no interview whatsoever when you are entering there, then just because you're a fresher, you're just a fresh out of school or means fresh out of a college or university. Hence, there is a bias or there is a exception given to the people that since they are just maturing, so there is not that much of expectations as to you will be able to speak like to a so level or so extent, or you will be able to do this or that. There is not that much of an extent. But when it comes to postgraduate or master's degree, naturally that expectations is higher because they now you are supposed to be more mature, more smart, more well spoken, more um, more knowledge, more learned. Okay, so because I have seen that even there are top students from IITs who had been there in IIM with me, and those students are not able to speak a single word in front of the interview. They are not able to justify what they have done in the past. Just IITians को हमने सर पे चढ़ा कर रखते हैं. Those people are not able to speak. This is the sad reality, and this is just because they are not that much confident. They are not have been subjected to such kind of institutional education where so much emphasis on speaking, writing, comprehension, etc. things are given. Even during the MBA admission also, it's not like you give the CAT exam, just write an exam and it's okay, it's done. It's not like that. You have to then, for my IIM Bangalore admission I'm speaking, you have to write a 600 word essay as to you have to justify why you are fit candidate to be into that MBA school. तो मेरे को एक essay लिखना पड़ा. The essay you are afraid कि no in ICSE हमको essay लिखना पड़ेगा about elephant or economy of India or digital rupee and stuff. You are afraid that you have to do for your life, that you have to justify as to why you are a good fit for that MBA college. Then you have to give an essay writing test. There's an essay writing test. Trust me, they will give you any essay which is very much relevant to the current scenario as to what is happening in today's world of India. It can be any topic. My topic was that how can we better make the situation for the unskilled and the unorganized people, laborers. Okay, so I had to write an essay on that, and that was totally impromptu. No preparation, nothing. They will flash a topic in front of you. You have no chance of any preparation whatsoever from the beginning. कि एग्जाम से पहले किसी को पूछ लेंगे and हो जाएगा. It's not, it never works like that. And you have to write an essay within 30 minutes. And then there is an interview. Interview also you have to justify as to why you are a good fit to get admitted into that college. What have you done so far in order to merit that admission? What exceptional have you done? What is a knowledge level and etc. Trust me that today I realized that even a history, civics, geography. Means I am not an art student. I took +2 science, but at history, civics, geography, the knowledge I received during up to 10th class, and the interest I had built up over the years because I follow a lot of history stuff, civic stuff, current affairs stuff, etc. as of now as well. Means world history, geopolitics, etc. Because these all comes under history, civics, and geography. I still now do that. And trust me, those kind of things helped me in securing admission. Because they directly asked me about Odisha. Odisha ka 5 GI tags batao. Why Navin Patnaik is CM for last 25 years? Please explain. Who recently got a Padma award from your locality? Please tell. And this kind of things, it's only possible when you are very much in touch and you have that necessary kind of training. The amount of education we have received there, the kind of quizzes we do, and the kind of stress we go through, it all sets you up for the bigger challenge. I would say that. So I would say that why I thank my alma mater school here, because it helped me to manage my time and most importantly stress management. Because when I went to my job was not a easy place to be in. I did not used to get time for my studies. Trust me, when I used to do my job, I used to do day shift, night shift, afternoon shift. all type of alternate shifts I used to do, and I used to sleep a lot. And then I used to get on to study only 2 to 3 hours. And in that studies also, I have to study for my CAT exam. I have to keep myself updated with current affairs and whatever is happening in the world. I have to also look upon my teammates who are working with me. I have to manage the leaves. I have to manage the all the sukh dukh as to they if they call me and say कि सर आज छुट्टी लेना है, मेरा बीवी का तबीयत खराब है, मेरा बेटा का तबीयत खराब है, मेरे को ऐसा चाहिए. I have to also plan that. I have to plan everything. And this kind of management, this kind of stressful management, and I have to also get a lot of scoldings as well as to if something out other did not go right in my workplace. I had a lot of accountability as to जान माल का accountability बहुत था. Like I was accountable for each and every person's life there, each and every person's safety. I was responsible for quality. I was responsible for production, and there was a lot of, you won't understand, you won't realize that I used to get 100 calls within 8 hours of my shift. 100 calls to and fro. I will, and one call after another, there will be waiting calls, and I have to attend each and every one, and I have to also solve their problems. So much of stress, so much of thing. But if I could have done it, if I sailed through that journey very well, it's only because of the training that I received from my alma maters, the three alma maters, the school and my college, engineering college. So see, each and everything has helped me so far. And that stress taking ability or that time management ability also helped me in sailing my 2 years of MBA very well, very easily. I would say that not too much of tension. I myself stopped myself that myself decided that I will not run behind marks, because I had a realization that now abhi thoda sa aram karen. Like I wanted to have a 2 years of aram in my life. So that's why I spent my 2 years of my MBA education like a vacation. Trust me. But I would not suggest you to take a 2 years of a +2 as a vacation. Okay, you guys don't take me otherwise here. That you don't take your vacation, because these are your building blocks and these are your necessary foundations. So in summary, each and every experience you get, and the harder the experience, the better the foundations you set yourself for the future. Because the future is not just like in my time when I was your age. Our future is very myopic. उस टाइम सारे बच्चे myopic ही देखते. Myopic means short sighted. That if I get into IIT, if I get into NIT, if I get into good medical government college like AIMS, ये वो फलाना वलाना, then my life is set. And this is a myth. तो आप सब 10th क्लास पास कर चुके हैं. 10th क्लास में अच्छा मार्क्स लाके आपका लाइफ सेट हुआ क्या? नहीं हुआ. 12th क्लास आ गया ना. 12th क्लास के बाद ऐसे इंजीनियर अंडरग्रेजुएट भी आएगा. इन अंडरग्रेजुएट also you are expected to perform well. Okay, in undergraduate also you don't perform. If you don't deliver, then you are also left behind. In job also, if you don't perform, if you don't do well, then you are left behind. If you are not doing job, you are doing business also, if you don't do well in your business, then also you are left behind. Suppose take an restaurant owner, जो restaurant खोलता है या फिर ठेला वाला जो होता है, जो चाउमीन बनाता है, if he does not make tasty चाउमीन, who will visit his stall? Tell me. He has to deliver the tasty chowmin every day, every hour of the business. Even if you get a one bad experience also, you will go and post it on Google and you tell it to everyone that wahan se chowmin mat khana because he is a bad person or he does not make good chowmin. You will do na. Even if you go to banks, if the bank manager does not give you time, you go and abuse that bank manager कि नहीं हमको time क्यों नहीं दिया तुम. So everything depends on your performance. Then this level of performance is a given and is expected everywhere in your life. And I would say that if you have opted to stay back in school, then that's the best decision you have taken, because the kind of skills, the kind of life skills you have learned, the life skills which are not easily tangible, such as time management or managing so many at once, managing your so much of an English, vast English subject which you take सबसे ज्यादा डर उसी का है. Vast English subject, vast ये, vast वो, and you're managing that. You're managing a tough school, such as tough principal, tough teacher, strict managers. Because in future also you will get strict managers. I had strict stuff managers who did not used to give me leaves, used to shout at me left and right. At least no one does it here. But even if you get that, if you are able to manage it, then I would say that you will be able to shine anywhere wherever you go. Because I have seen that the people who had it easy, who had slacked off anywhere in their life. Suppose a person who has gotten into IIT, but he has not stressed that much during his uh, school life, that suppose on English or suppose on things like history, civics, or etc. subjects, whatever subjects, later on they have suffered. That I have seen it so far. I have seen life much more than you. I am like minimum 10 years elder to you. As an elder brother, I would say that life is just not a single milestone, but there are lots of milestones where each and everything you have done in the past matters somewhere or the other. And with this, I would like to open up, because I had been speaking for so long and I don't know whether it made sense to you or not. If there is something to be clarified upon, if there is some query you need to be clarified, or is there any doubt in your mind as to, इवन द स्मॉलेस्ट डाउट कैन बी, हमको मगनावती जाना है कि स्कूल में रहना है, क्या पढ़ाई भी करना है कि नहीं, इफ यू हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ डाउट दैट शुड आई इवन स्टडी और नॉट, शुड आई जस्ट सिट एट होम, और प्लीज talk here. There are a lot of people here. There are a lot of experienced teachers such as Manju ma'am, Sister Navia. She's herself a teacher as well, because she taught me. And now I remember that she used to teach us environmental education, which later on got scrapped in board exams. But I remember that the environmental education which we got and the level of knowledge I received, it helped me in also understanding the present scenario as to why electric vehicles have a big problem with the battery disposal and stuff, which not a lot of people get. Because when I talk with my IIM classmates, and the way I speak, the way the amount of knowledge I possess, and we talk about politics and everything, politics, geopolitics, policies, history, geography, etc. things, they are amazed as to how am I able to speak so much and they are not. And there is another good fact that in top institutes such as IIMs, the number of people who ISC proportion wise is much greater, because not in absolute numbers, because anyways plus 2 ISC is very much less across the country. There are very less schools which provide plus 2 ISC, but the number of proportion, but still there is a very good representation of plus 2 ISC. That means that the people who are undergoing ISC education are somehow able to make it to the top institutes. But it is not the same for CBSE and other, because even though CBSE in absolute numbers looks greater, but proportion wise, the number of people passing out of CBSE schools every year and the number of people making it to the top postgraduate institutes, there's a very much a stark difference. So let's start. Sister, if you have any queries, please let me know.
Yeah, children, you are now open. You can ask whatever you have in your mind. He is very familiar with all of us. By now, you heard him in length and breadth, right? So, any queries, if you want, please unmute yourself. I know many of you are having many questions in your mind. You can open up.
You can ask stupid questions also, like whether to study or not. That's the dumbest question can be, but that's a very important question as well. Whether to even, what's the point of studies? If we are ultimately supposed to die, then why to even study and work hard and do so many things? The classic Buddha philosophy, har cheez maya hai, so why to even do so many things? This is a very stupid question, but it's very thoughtful question as well. So feel free to ask such kind of questions as well.
So
Yeah,
what
any
was your
question?
motive of taking? So what was your motive to take IIM after B.Tech engineering? It was shown in the.
Good question. I was
Very
expecting
good
that.
question.
You should come up with such questions like why to do anything first of all. So in my case, in here in IIM, so the first realization came that when I was in second year B.Tech, a lot of students naturally gravitated towards preparing for higher studies in engineering, which is M.Tech or PhD in engineering disciplines. Okay, because you can do PhD in anything in any subject, and you can also naturally you can do PhD in engineering as well. So many people wanted to do higher studies in engineering, but I realized that since I never aspired for a government job, I always wanted to a private sector job because I have my reasons for that. Okay, if that's a question also, I'm also ready to take it. Why government versus private? What was my rationale behind it? So I will also take that. But I'm speaking my opinion. So if I have to ultimately take a private sector job, and if I have to grow there also, the most logical thing is to do an MBA, because in MBA it sets you up for better understanding of the business, better understanding the corporate, and helps you to gain a edge in the corporate ladder when you climb up the corporate ladder. So that was my first logical reasoning. And when I first went into my job, which is Aditya Birla Group, when I saw the students there, I saw that a lot of hiring was on Aditya Birla Group used to do from the top IIMs of the country. IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, Lucknow, Kozhikode, FMS, XLRI. They used to do a lot of hiring, and they used to give them a lot of money. So I thought that अगर एक छलांग मारना है, तो this is a very good place to do a छलांग, because if I even stay there and if I hustle, then it's all up to luck as to whether I will get that opportunity or not, because the increments naturally means if you stay there, the increments naturally are very slow if you are not able to show any skill upgradation or any degree. Okay, and I understood that why college matters, because college matters as to the amount of money they spend and the alumni base you get and the kind of career boost you get. That's why I decided that nahi, abhi IIM ही करेंगे, because I have seen that if the same company which has employed me is going to top IIMs and getting a lot of good candidates and placing them in higher senior positions, and they are growing them like anything, they are giving them one two promotions every 2 years or 1.5 years, and they are giving them good increment, they are giving them good salary, then it's a very logical decision that I should also do that. So that's my reasoning behind choosing an MBA or choosing an IIM. Yes, IIM, because
Any other
I
question?
think that, yes, next logical question would be MBA ही करना है तो IIM से ही क्यों करना है? That this is the next logical question. I understood that when you do it from the top tier institutes, then you always get the benefit of the tag, as because the tag helps you as a safety net. Because आपका जीवन में सब कुछ चले जाएगा, you might lose everything in your life, you might lose your house, you might lose your car, you might lose everything, but the skills you earn, the degrees you earn, the tag you earn, that stays behind you. आप 10th class ICSE pass हो, that this 10th class ICSE tag will remain with you, right? बाकी तुम्हारे लाइफ में कुछ भी हो जाए, but this will stay with you. So this stays, and I have seen in my corporates that how it helps them to secure a job, how much emphasis they are given in top jobs or top management jobs. Because if you see all the top places, IIMs कई लोग हैं. Suppose that Ashnir Grover is an IIM Ahmedabad guy. RBI Raghuram Rajan is IIM Ahmedabad guy. Lenskart Piyush Bansal जो Shark Tank में आते, he is an IIM Bangalore guy. These are entrepreneurs, but there are also a lot of places, but there are a lot of people who are at CEOs level who are from IIMs. Even Axis Bank MD and CEO, he is from IIM Ahmedabad. Okay, the CEO of Colgate Palmolive India, जो CP Colgate का जो टूथपेस्ट आता है, she is from IIM Bangalore. There are a lot of people there. Means if I now start counting, so obviously during career and during top hiring or during promotions, they see that the pedigree of your education, and if they see that if you have a top tier dhabba, means I will say dhabba, then that is a very much a that sets you up for a lot of opportunities. Means it opens a lot of doors for you. But yes, I would say that Just as I gave an example of that IIT guy who was studying with me, that he used to struggle in interviews. It also means that just because I am from IIM or just because I am from IIT or just because I am from a premium institute doesn't mean that I am automatically qualified for the job. Obviously, I will be given the foot in the door, that I will be allowed to get in myself into that interview room. But ultimately, I have to prove myself. How will I prove myself? Through my resume, whether am I able to explain my job or not, whether am I faking it or not. So ये सब skills कहाँ से आएगा? ये सब skills आपको school देता है. Okay, anyone can write, anyone can have a fake degree, and anyone can say that I am from IIT, I am from MIT, I am the god of this, I am the god, I am the Lord, I am the Krishna, I am the Muhammad, I am yeah. Even you think that in those times also, how could Muhammad, how could Jesus, how could Buddha convince such a lot of people? कल को मैं अगर खुद को बुद्धा बोल दूं, I am the next incarnation of Buddha or Jesus, will people believe me? It will not
Communication
be.
skill.
Will
Communication
people
skill.
yes, but Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, they all justified the job. वो बोल के ही बताया कि नहीं, why should you believe that I am the next incarnation of God? They are explained it very well. That's why they are able to amass so much a lot of people. But if you go and if you even speak to your family and if you say that नहीं आज चंदन मैं बुद्धा का next reincarnation हूँ, I will say that even your parents will not believe you. So even if you have the tag, even if you have the degree, you get a chance, no doubt. I have also gotten a lot of chances, but getting the chance doesn't mean that you will automatically grab the opportunity. So grabbing the opportunity needs those skills which are important right from the school level. Whether speaking well, and do you have the aptitude or not? Can you work hard or not? आपका वर्क हार्ड मीन्स हार्ड वर्क आपका काम में दिखता है कि नहीं, आपका बोल में दिखता है कि चाली में दिखता है कि नहीं. The lot of some softer nuances to it which is not which you have to justify yourself. That's why we have this session, sister, and we all have this session for you guys to understand that why it is so important. I have gotten a query from a guy here in chat. Sir, after science, we will apply for CAT, and after that, what next? Babu, MBA is a master's degree, so you cannot just after plus two science apply for MBA because you have to do an undergraduate. The minimum criteria for that is have an undergraduate degree. So after you have an undergraduate degree, only you can apply for MBA. For me, I have done my B.Tech. That's why I was eligible to apply for MBA through CAT. So if I hope Pritish Kumar Paul, I hope I answered your query. If you have any doubts to it, please let me know.
Darshana Pandey raised her hand. Darshana Pandey.
Yeah, go Darshana.
Good morning, sir. Sir, my query is, as according to you, that you suggested us for doing +2 in ISC examination, but sir, maximum of the competitive exams are based on CBSE pattern. So this is a particular confusion.
This is the most stupidest line I've heard. But I'm very much glad that you put it up. There is no difference between +2 science subjects syllabus in CBSE and ICSE. In fact, ICSE board ka khud chairman has clarified it many times. But why you guys have this query, I don't understand. It was understandable 10 years ago when there was not much clarity. There are still some differences. But why this query is still there today? Because I am not able to understand. See, you have internet, you have all kind of syllabuses, you have even the books. Even the books are there. You can go to any bookshop, you compare it line by line. Means what kind of differences do you find? Please let us know. If you have any differences, please share it among us. If you have any queries, means my intention is not to like shut you down. If you have any doubts, please speak here.
Actually, there
अरे
is a
हाँ बोलने से
difference.
नहीं होगा, but तुम मन में शंका है तो बोलो.
Sohan, actually, there is the difference of the English. That's the only difference. The English subject that we have in ISE.
So Darshana, is that your query, or you have that +2 science, physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, the syllabuses are different, or is it because that the English syllabus is different? Please tell.
No, sir, that was not my query. That it's a common confusion between because like I am totally like I'm not sure about what will I be in future. That's why it's a very common query in my mind. So I just spoke to you.
See, for the syllabus thing, +2 physics, chemistry, PCMB, the physics, chemistry, maths, biology, these are same because these are the common subjects you encounter in JEE mains, NEET. So that's why the syllabuses are kept same. The syllabus difference comes in subjects such as computer science, subjects such as English. And I ask you this: what is the harm in learning an extra English? Are you worried that English पढ़ेंगे तो गधा हो जाएंगे? Is it your fear that ज्यादा इंग्लिश पढ़ लूंगा तो गधा बन जाऊंगा और my friends will tease that शेक्सपियर के बच्चे आ गए हैं? और is it like that? Are you afraid that by studying English I will lose out on marks and stuff like that? Means, this needs to be clear as to what the students right now think, because I am saying that during my time people were afraid, upfront, वो डरते थे कि हम उतना पढ़ नहीं सकते इसलिए नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं. पर्सनली जैसे आई वॉज अफ्रेड ऑफ बायोलॉजी कि मैं बायोलॉजी पढ़ नहीं सकता. आई कैनॉट रिमेम्बर सो मेनी थिंग्स, सो मेनी डायग्राम्स, दिस दैट, सो मेनी वैक्सीन नेम्स, सो मेनी एंड एंटी माइक्रोब्स नेम्स. दैट्स व्हाई आई डिड नॉट टेक बायोलॉजी. सिंपल एज दैट. मेरे घर वाले भाई रेडी थे कि माय सन विल बिकम अ डॉक्टर, ही विल pick a stethoscope and he will do lots of things, but I was not interested in that.
Sohan, yeah. Now, I would like to add on. I would say that for going into MBA, we need to be a graduate, right? MBA, we need to be a graduate. For that, we can go for science, arts, commerce, anything, right? Only we need a graduation, right? That I want to make the children understand that there is not only like a magic in science, taking up only going for medical or engineering, or only they can get into MBA. I was talking to my humanities children. I was very clear when I said that you can go for, after they took humanities, right? They took arts. Now they can do their BBA or business, bachelor's of business administration, and after that they can go for MBA. It's the same thing. A B.Tech can go for MBA. Even an art student or humanity student can also go for MBA, right? So we have to be focused. What subject I am strong in, right? Right, Sohan, if I am correct. And then, even if they go for humanities, they can crack CAT.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want you to explain these children. They are only having that in mind, कि engineering करना है फिर उसके बाद. So please, Sohan, highlight on this point.
Yes. Since Darshana and a lot of students might be confused that what to even do at this point, that सारे दोस्त तो engineering कर रहे तो हम भी engineering करेंगे. If you have aptitude for other things as well, suppose for example I am giving a very good example कि अगर आपको हिस्ट्री ह्यूमैनिटीज में आर्ट्स करना है, द बेस्ट प्लेस यू कैन बी इज JNU. JNU is in news for all the wrong sorts of things, but Nirmala Sitharaman is from JNU. There are lots of good people who are from JNU, and JNU is one of the top institutes in the country for arts. I'm saying that. So you can do that. But when it comes to English, this is a sad reality. This is a harsh reality of the world, that the world is built on English as a communication language, especially as an India, which is English, recognizing English as the official language. That's why it is very important that you learn English. Means an unpopular opinion would be how much difficult you find it to be. Please learn English, because ultimately you will be faced with a situation that you have to ultimately rely on English. Then why not make your foundations clear from the start? Because if you go to places such as JNU and stuff, you will go to there are people who do a PhD in JNU. They are going to places such as US and all. They are giving presentations, or they are even writing research papers and all. And don't you think that English as a skill is helping them. You just take it as an English as a skill, because see the examples I gave, that the ability to comprehend long passages, making sense out of it. You're making a précis 50 words, like you're comprehending the whole 600 or 700 word passage into a 50-word passage. Isn't it a big achievement? Just think of it. It's a very big achievement, because people nowadays are very much in demand of this. See, in recent days, content writing and stuff has become very much popular. Are you even, if you follow YouTubers such as Dhruv Rathi or Deshbhakt or Nitish Rajput, all the Hindi YouTubers, all the English YouTubers, or Mohak Mangal or Think School, see the amount of
Palki Sharma.
comprehension. Yes, there are a lot of YouTubers where they have a creative writing team, and they also rehearse on that. They have good communication skills. Their creative writing is used there, and they are doing a lot of stuff there. So if you are of the fact कि अभी इंग्लिश को त्याग देंगे, then we will be free of that, trust me guys, it's not like that. Even if you plan to get into banking also, then also if you have to rise up also, suppose for example, if you become the very good high ranking official of the government or of the any private company as well, people will first judge you upon how you speak. For example, have you seen VK Pandan speaking, how he speaks English? Ultimately he speaks very good English. All of the top business persons or the startup founders, they ultimately are using English. Even if you are now staying in Odisha, when you will interact with people from South India, South Indians don't know Hindi. I will tell you, you have to ultimately converse them in English. Well, I am giving a very practical example. When you will go into jobs and you will have South Indian managers or South Indian teammates who don't understand an ounce of English, an ounce of Hindi, then in which language are you supposed to speak? And if you speak Hindi in front of them, they have so much of chauvinism inside them ki they'll accept everything, but they will not accept Hindi. Means they have that kind of feelings there. So you learn English as a skill. Means why don't, means I would always stress upon that. And obviously, there is no means engineering is not the ultimate goal. You always do what you are proficient in it. If you think that you are very much an expert in history, geography, you love current affairs and stuff, you can take humanities. And a lot of humanities students ultimately take up exams such as UPSC or State Public Commission. And there are a lot of Class B government SSC CGL and there. So where humanities and all those stuff actually helps. And you can be a top ranking faculty, or you can be a good content creator, because a lot of students who have ultimately taken humanities and stuff, they are good content creators, they're good fashion designers and all. But means the fact remains that you have to be best at whatever you are doing. If you feel that commerce is a way to go, then you can offer CA and all. The CA exams have BCom have. You can try doing it from top institutes. Means a BA also you should try to do it from top institutes. If you are doing law, then you try to do it from top institutes. But English is such a reality that today I'm speaking that it's a given that you should know and speak English. And there is an inherent bias in people, that people who are not able to speak English well, or not able to communicate, or not able to get their point across, are not are viewed in a negative bias. Even the mails you write, means when you are going to jobs and all, when you will be going to undergraduate or postgraduate, you have to write mails, you have to write reports and all. And where do those English skills come? The English skills will come with your years of education, right? Darshana, have I cleared a point, or you have anything against English or something?
So it's clear. Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
I think we have gotten in chat. Sir, for cracking CAT exam, which coaching we should take? Actually, guys, you should now focus on cracking a +2 and entrance exams for getting into a good undergraduate institutions. The point here is not to sell a CAT course or MBA as a career opportunity, but to show that how a school plays a big role in setting the foundation straight. ये सब होता रहेगा, कैट कोचिंग एंड ऑल, बिकॉज नाउ इज नॉट द राइट टाइम. नाउ यू आर लाइक, है तुम्हारे पास 4-5 साल है to do you to think about all this, because you have an undergraduate to uh, conquer first, then do all of it. Another question is that good morning sir is going to Bhubaneswar, Nagpur and other place after 10th to pursue class 11th and 12th. Is there a best decision? See, I would say there are mixed opinions about it. Lot of parents and lot of students think that the peer plays a very good role in shaping you, as to they think that where there are good students, ultimately we will be able to compete and perform and able to push myself. Because this question was also raised to me during my time as to whether to stay back in school or not, because people, my friends used to say that तुमको कंपटीशन इतना नहीं मिलेगा, you will not be able to compete, you will not get that kind of tough competition which you will get in other schools or everything. Okay, so many people think that a visible competition in front of you is a competition. But I would ask you guys one thing, that why you think like that? कि जिंदगी भर के अपने क्लासमेट के साथ compete करना है क्या? That since that classmate has gotten 95%, that then only I will get 96%. It's not like that. Your competition should be with the whole of India. You just go and see the ICSE results on the internet. People are still getting 99.8, 99.9, 99.7. Then that should be a benchmark, that when you are once out of your college, once out of your school, once out in the job, then your competition is not just the your classmates of your yesterday years की वहाँ अब दर्शना सोचेगी कि चंदन के साथ compete करना है तो जिंदगी भर तो compete नहीं कर सकते ना. You have to ultimately, the competition is with the world. I cannot like expect myself to compete with my 10 years old school friend who is now doing something else, and I will compete with, because if I am doing that, then I'm ultimately holding myself back. You have to just think it in a way that whether there is visible competition in front of you or not, because trust me, when I was in school, then I was the best student there percentage wise. Okay, but I never felt that since I have the best students, then I don't have any competition, then it's easy for me. मैं सोते सोते निकाल दूंगा and I will become topper and all. I never thought like that. I always thought that the nation is my competition here. I tried myself to, I ultimately feel I tried myself to place myself in the national toppers, but हो नहीं पाया. But I at least thought myself, I had a mindset कि नहीं, my competition is not with the classmates. If I'm thinking like that, then it's a myopic view, and that's my fault. कि ऐसा नहीं सोचना चाहिए ना. See, if the chowmin seller thinks that उसको सिर्फ चाउमीन अपने बगल वाले ठेले से अच्छा बनाना है, then he cannot become a national icon. There are some legendary restaurants, legendary thela walas where people from far off places come just to eat there. There are lots of restaurants in Bangalore, in Delhi, in Calcutta, in Mumbai, where people from lots of places come. There is a like, अभी टिम कुक आया था इंडिया में. टिम कुक came to India to just open the first Apple store, and he went to the and he was taken to a vada pav wala in Mumbai, which sells vada pav at 100 rupees. अब सोचो, ये अमेरिका से वो एक बंदा आ रहा है वहां पर आके वड़ा पाव खाने के लिए. If that vada pav seller thought कि मेरा कंपटीशन तो मेरा बगल वाला ही है, बगल वाला दुकान ही है, उससे अच्छा करना है, then कभी वो टिम कुक वाला कभी आएगा. I am giving an example. It might be for other reasons, but if they think that there are some legendary dishes, there are legendary things where people from all over world goes there. Take for example Disneyland Florida. Disneyland Florida में हर कोई जाता है. Everyone has a dream कि यूएस में जाएंगे तो डिज्नीलैंड जाएंगे या लास वेगास जाएंगे, because they have managed to outside it in the world. Not कि बगल वाले नेबरहुड अम्यूजमेंट पार्क के नेबरहुड कैसीनो से हमारा कैसीनो अच्छा होगा तो तभी जाके लोग आएंगे. दैट इज अ वेरी मायोपिक काइंड ऑफ थिंकिंग. नाउ इंडिया थिंक्स कि हम लोग जीडीपी में रैंक 1 होंगे. इंडिया ऑलवेज थिंक्स लाइक यूएसए एंड चाइना इज अ कंपटीशन. व्हाई? बिकॉज यू कॉम्पीट ऑलवेज विद द बेस्ट. कभी इंडिया का कंपटीशन करता है कि नहीं पाकिस्तान से अच्छा करेंगे? दे have you ever seen कि Modi comes and say कि हमारा GDP तो पाकिस्तान से अच्छा है, then we don't need to work and we don't need to do anything. So you don't think like that कि नागपुर जाएंगे किए जाएंगे. You always think that competition is with the best of the country. You have the data in front of you. You have internet in front of you. You have toppers. Topper लोगों का वीडियो भी आता है उनको देखिए. You just think that if they are able to set a benchmark, then why cannot I? And this kind of thinking always kept me on. Even if I saw that people in other schools have a very good students, collection of good students where they are everyone is doing good, everyone is doing great. But that never deterred me. That never made me worried कि I am not getting a tough competition. That's why I will be left behind. That is just an excuse. Oh, it's an excuse or nothing else. आपको अपना कंपटीशन सेट को मंजू मैम, सिस्टर नाविया, सोहन रॉय से भी बढ़ के आपको देश के बेस्ट के साथ करना है. इफ यू थिंक दैट मंजू मैम को ही इम्प्रेस करना है उसके लिए हम हिस्ट्री भी सिविक्स पढ़ेंगे, देन यू आर द फुलिश पर्सन ऑफ द एंटायर क्लास. ठीक है, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. यू स्टडी इट फॉर योरसेल्फ, यू स्टडी इट टू आउटस्टैंड फ्रॉम द रेस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री. ठीक है.
Can I add something to what you are saying, Sohan?
यस.
Okay, so that is you said about competing with the best of the country and then reach to the international level. But there is some other type of competition which is competing with my own self. If I got 10 marks today, 50 marks today, I work harder and get 60 for the next. And if I am the best, I should compete with myself to do still better. Otherwise, if I am the best, as you already mentioned, I stop growing. So I should not compete with anybody, but compete with my own self and do better and better and better. Then only new things will come out in the world.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. But I thought that students will relate more when they will see that हम classmates से compete करते हैं. The classmate is
That
my
is
benchmark.
what you said is
That's a
quite
very
true.
myopic kind of thinking.
Yeah, what you said is quite true. And when, for example, this 10th class result came out, they are more upset that somebody else has got 1 mark more than them. But ultimately, what does that matter? Competition is with my own self, and I try and do better. I should. So when I compete with my own self, it will end up making me feel good. I'm not competing with anybody. Let anyone get anything. I do my best.
Yes, sir. This is a very nice piece of advice, because unless you compete with yourself, then you will always be stuck in a delusion, or you will be always sad. Means it's very easy to get sad in this whole race of competition, that how much you achieve, you will not be happy. There are people, means jo, there are like two kinds of students. Like one who never aspired that he will pass. When he passes, he thinks that it's a very great achievement because he finally outshone himself. And there are some run of the mill class toppers who are never happy because their rival has scored 1 mark greater than them. Because ultimately you have to find that happiness inside yourself, that see that guy who was never expected to pass, he finally passed. That means he has done a great job in improving himself, improving his performance, right? And that's the kind of thinking also which helped me keep going. That in many times of your life, you will find that some people are getting ahead of you are getting behind, you are getting slower, and it's very easy to get demoralized. But ultimately, you have to think that how much more you can push yourself. If you are even making 1% improvement, then it's also a big improvement on yourself. That every day a little incremental improvement also makes a big impact. So, as sister said, that ultimately the challenge is with you. That if you have to compare yourself by 10 years, if I have to compare myself that with my 10-year-old, my person who was there sitting in the class, then I would say that definitely I have improved myself. So it's like that only. Or else you will not be able to be, means be happy ever. But you will always be sad कि कोई और चले गया, कोई और आगे निकल गई. You will be all, see, competition is good. Competition is good. We will should always compete with the best. But ultimately you have to also think that competition खुद के साथ भी है. That ठीक है, नहीं तो मतलब that competition chalta rahega, and that's a very healthy way of thinking like that. But anyways, आपके ऊपर ही है, it's upon you guys that how you perceive it. So, any other question?
Excellent. Just 1 minute more. You ask the question. After that, we wind up the session. If you have a question, just begin to ask.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ बोलो.
Sir, in your everyday life, sir, how do you plan your sleeping hours?
Now I'm not doing much, so I'm sleeping as I wish. Um, but yeah, you can. I think तुम कौन सा क्लास में हो? You're in 10th, right? Graduated
Yes,
from
sir.
10th or completed 10th or not?
No, sir, still in 10th.
See, you sleep as much as you require. I would say you don't compromise on sleeping, but you have to also see that your other activities are also taken care of. See, there are some people like who have a very much high emphasis on sleeping and lazing around, that other things are left behind. If you have a goal in mind, as Sister Navya said, that if you have the goal in order to improve yourself, that this is my benchmark level, this I was always had been, but if I have to go one step further and all, then you have to push yourself harder. And you can do one thing, means which I used to do, that after school I used to sleep, okay, 1 or 2 hours, then waking up, then studying as much as I could. Earlier I was a night owl, so I used to wake up to 2, 3 during exams especially. Then I used to sleep and then wake up late at 8, 9, 10. But whatever sleep schedule works for you, if you're a night owl, then you can afford to stay late. There are some people who wake up early. So whatever works for you. But I would say that don't compromise on sleep, because ultimately it affects your health. And a sound and working mind is very much essential for doing all other things. Because you cannot just afford to not to sleep and then uh, do all kind of stupid stuff, because when people don't sleep then they lose concentration, and I have seen that people also meet with accidents. Okay, because I used to work there, and people who did not have good amount of sleep, then they always felt drowsy and lazy. So the objective is to keep yourself active, keep yourself awake, and also have a good amount of sleep, because it is scientifically proven that proper sleep helps you to have a good retention, memory retention. And for your age, I think 6 to 8 hours of sleep is more than good enough for you to have a game. You can plan like this, like you can have 1 or 2 days all set for only sleeping and resting yourself, and then you can afford to stretch yourself in other days. But I would also say that people take this as otherwise, and they only sleep and they don't do work and all. This is also not like that. Okay, अगर तुम खुद सो जाओगे तो भाग्य भी सो जाएगा. Means if you sleep, then your luck will also sleep. Okay, then you cannot just blame on God and say ki God did not give me enough resources, or God did not give me this, that. Because it's very easy to blame others, but it is not easy to blame yourself. People will not blame themselves that they slept around, they lazed off, they did all kind of stupid things. That's why they are in this position. They will never say. They will blame their parents. They will blame teachers. They will blame principal. And the best blame person is God. कुछ भी हो भगवान को दोष दे दो कि नहीं, for God I am here. Come, but okay, so you don't do have a good sleep, but also manage all other things. You have to also make a note of that. How much time are you wasting? Are you wasting your time or not? See, there are a lot of things which we do which are not value adding. Okay, such as आजकल का मतलब students का मतलब we also have the same problem that before going to sleep they will keep on seeing reels, mobile, yeah, and they will not sleep for an hour. What do they have in that reels? I don't understand. वो रील इतना मोटिवेशन इतना ये देख के तुम तो विवेकानंद तो नहीं बन रहे हो ना. यू आर नॉट बिकमिंग विवेकानंद, रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर. Okay, so what validation is that giving? I don't know. But if you spend that time watching videos of your studies and all, whatever means uh, requires you at that moment. It might be that if you want to, for example, learn cooking, तो आप हाँ videos देख लिए सीखे, that's a good skill. Or if you want to entertain yourself, you watch some entertaining reels, but nothing in excess is good. But if you do excessively and it becomes a habit that before sleeping I'm just scrolling reels like endlessly, sharing reels with everyone, fun reels and all, what's the point of that? You're just wasting your time, right? Then if you identify such time wastages in your life now, then automatically you will be able to take out more time out of your schedule, and you will be able to devote it to better places. And also there is something that not all people are born equally. Some people are very much naturally talented in sports. Then obviously they will have they can afford to spend less time in sports and then also give a good average kind of performance. Some people are naturally good in studies, so hence, if they spend less time on studies also, they will be able to retain more, they will be able to remember more and stuff. So if you are thinking that, for example, कि मैं अगर, for example, मेरे से biology होता नहीं था, if I hated biology, then I would make it a point that I study biology more. I'm given a very good example of my life that I was not good in Odia because I am naturally a Bengali person. So Bengali के लिए Odia इतना easy नहीं, but I still took Bengali to challenge myself and stuff. So since I was not good in Odia, I used to take my time and spend my time on it, writing Odia essays, reading Odia books and all, reading newspapers and stuff. Because naturally other things such as maths and all वो हो जाता था मेरे से. So I could have afford to take out time from there and spend it on the things which mattered to me most. Because तब मेरे लिए था कि I need to spend more time on Odia than anything else. During my job time also, when I was preparing for MBA alongside with my job, there are also a lot of places where I used to waste my time, such as दोस्तों के साथ बस मस्ती करने में, okay, people like loiter around and do stuff, okay, in all. But I decided that if I have to create time for me, then I have to let go of those things. Then you have to do some sacrifices, obviously. Then if your problem is that if you are before sleeping you are scrolling Instagram endlessly, then you have to sacrifice on it. सीधी सी बात है. Or else you will not be able to create time for more important things in your life. And
Hello, Sohan.
hi, ma'am.
Moderator, speak.
Yes, sister. Good evening, good morning, sister. Good afternoon, sister.
Good afternoon.
I would like to ask something to Sohan.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Sohan, how was your experience at IIM Bangalore?
The experience was a very great and a very enriching experience because it's the campus where Three Idiots shooting took place. So it's a very nice campus atmosphere to be sure. There are lots of open spaces and if you see, it's like a culture's paradise. Like there are lots of forest all around, lots of gardening goes on, and it's such a beautiful campus. Then it's the whole 2 years. Though in some places it was very much hectic. We have a lot of things on our plate. We have a lot of tight schedules and all. But I always took out time in order to immerse myself into the whole atmosphere, the whole nature, and there are a lot of things to do as well, such as there are a lot of good sports facilities, and even outside the campus also a lot of places to visit and try. Because I am a very much a avid foodie, then I used to order myself a lot of food from outside, and I used to try out a lot of restaurants nearby, and I also love to watch movies. So every time when a new movie came, because a movie theater was just at a walking distance, I always used to go watch movies. So in short, 2 years was like a vacation. पढ़ाई तो होता रहेगा, but पढ़ाई होता रहेगा मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि पढ़ाई नहीं किया, पढ़ाई किया, but I made sure that I enjoyed my every time of my life.
Wow, really, that's great. That's great. Thank you, thank you.
Sohan, I like to go back to what you were telling before teacher Monalita asked you the question regarding saving time, spending enough time to sleep. This is regarding we have a school, the children are coming in the morning till 2 o'clock, they are in the school. After that, a majority run for tuition. Okay. And a lot of time of them is taken up from school to tuition. And where do they get time to study? They are tired, they need to sleep, and then the pressure for doing homework. So, how do they organize themselves in such a situation?
Um, Opt to sleep early in the night, then that would be a very good time. Just after completing tuitions, if I in their place, then I would have done that. Since I am a night owl, then what would I have done that after completing tuitions, I would have slept for 1 or 2 hours, have dinner, then study, then wake up, go to school, college, and whatever it is, complete, then repeat. But
So,
anyways,
next,
I will not compromise on my sleep. That whatever to make my mind calm.
so
Sleep तो
next,
जरूरी है नहीं तो
so next question is, do the children who are smart, who are above 90s, do they need tuition? Some of them are simply going to have fun, be free. The really weaker ones who can't catch what is taught in the class, we understand.
nowadays I think that there are two aspects to it. If they are undergoing coaching, then I would say that more emphasis on coaching and practice is required. And I think tuitions and all, if they're not able to manage time, then you have YouTube for that. Means, it would have been a thing like 10 years, 20 years ago when you don't have much content. But nowadays, a lot of content is available. That if the person is not, I understand that some students have a problem that they need physical instructors, a physical guide, which are at the arm's length, so that they're able to understand it better when they are getting it delivered from a personal person. But I would say that whatever works. For example, for me, for CAT coaching, many people do offline coaching. There are a lot of offline coaching, means going and physically attending classes and all. But since didn't have time, that's why I did from YouTube. I studied from YouTube and I did my practice on my own. So I thought that that's the most logical thing to do, given my time constraints and everything. Then, so this is the kind of introspection the student needs to do for himself or herself, so that whatever works best for them. If they're not able to sleep, if they're not able to like do spend time for their most important activities, then they have to manage. Because ultimately, life is a thing about management. I'm giving an example like the teachers who come to school, they have to also go back to home. They have to also cook. They have to also take care of the whole families and children. But do they ever come and say that since I had to do a lot of cooking in my home, I had to take care of my children, and that's why I'm not able to teach today. I have forgotten about maths, physics, history. Do they ever give that excuse? They are managing the life. I'm not demeaning anyone, but I'm saying that if the teachers are doing like that, they are also managing their own life. They are also managing their own kids. They are managing their families. They are managing everything. They are managing the own family crisis. Managing that, you should also be able to manage, because now you are in such a age that you should be able to manage all these things. You should decide for yourself that what suits for you. If you are not able to decide it, then try it out. Try doing online. Try doing physical. And there are obviously merits and demerits to it, that some people in online they fall off, they fall asleep, or they are not able to stare at a screen for long. For physical, they internal level of tiredness which remains there, कि वो जाना पड़ेगा, आना पड़ेगा, बैग रखना पड़ेगा, बैग झूला के लेके जाना पड़ेगा, इतना झूला लेके जाना पड़ेगा, पीठ दर्द हो जाता है, कमर दर्द हो जाता है, ये होता है, वो होता है. There's a lot of things. So there are plus and minuses to everything. So now you're such an age, the 15 years, 16 years of age, then you better know कि कौन सा काम देता है, कौन सा काम नहीं देता है आपके लिए. Or else try it out, see what works for you. But sleep and all, please don't compromise on it. Okay. And also I have seen that in the name of online, YouTube में देखते देखते they will open Instagram and they will watch reels. In name of physical tuition also they will go and they will hang out with their friends and they'll have good chow mein and momo. Okay. तो जिसको टाइम वेस्ट करना होगा तो टाइम वेस्ट करेगा ही. And the person who will make good use of that time, they will benefit. And the person who will waste that time will have all sorts of opportunities to waste that time. ठीक है.
So I think if no one has any more questions, maybe we can wind up. Teacher Manju.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Sohan. You for your generosity in sharing your knowledge and sharing how to.
Ma'am, there is a question like I missed it out.
What
Sohan
is
sir,
that?
like 10-15 years down the line, what is the major differences faced by an NIT, IIT graduate and engineering student for non-graduate students like kids?
Okay,
Actually, this is a very subjective question as to see. I would say that in short, doing from a branded institute such as IIT, NIT, or in fact IIM also gives you the initial edge in your life. But after that, it all depends on how you present yourself or how you uh, like carry yourself or how you perform. For example, L&T का जो CEO है, okay, L&T CEO I don't remember, I just need to check. AM Naik, okay, AM Naik, he is not an MBA graduate. He is not from IIT, NIT also. He is a normal graduate, but he is now the CEO of L&T. But how did he rise to that position? Only due to his hard work, right? So yes, in short term it will matter, but अगर तुमको if you want to grab that opportunity also, you have to always like present yourself and you have to make yourself that much skillful. As I previously touched upon this, that you might get the shot, you might get that interview, you might get that chance to prove yourself, but the proving has to be done by you. That's why the whole question of why English is important, why ISC is important, why this is important, why it's how it teaches you management, how it teaches you how to handle stress and all. Why it came? Because of this reason only, na. The people who have that agility to carry it forward, who have that perseverance, they excel. So in long run, if you are very much talented or if you have proven yourself time and again, then you will always be able to do it. If a chai wala can become a prime minister, he is not an IIT, NIT, IIM graduate. Then who is stopping? उसके पास कोई डिग्री है क्या? IIT के NIT के टॉप ब्रांडेड कुछ तो डिग्री नहीं है उसके पास. इवन द केजरीवाल से कि वो तो फर्जी डिग्री लेके घूमता है. हाँ, बट ही इज नाउ रनिंग द कंट्री. So if a person wants, they can obviously like rise above each and every challenges and they can do well. Same question you will also find that you will have when you go outside and see, you will also see that many people from cities and all, they seem to be doing good. But even if you are here from a small town or village also, you can also do good. There are many people who are doing good. There are many students also who are cracking UPSC from villages as well. They are also doing right. So it all depends on how you push yourself, how you improve yourself, and how you make use of that opportunity. People giving you opportunity doesn't mean that you have a birthright to it. You have to actually also earn it.
Sohan, may I just ask one question? Sister, may I?
Sure.
Sohan, I joined late. I'm sorry for that, but wish you all the best. And good afternoon to you, sister. Good afternoon to you, Sohan, and the other teachers and my children. Good afternoon. Sohan, children that's at the back of your mind, as you just said, कि ISC में ये पढ़ना पड़ेगा, ये पढ़ना पड़ेगा, ये पढ़ना पड़ेगा in English, okay? But you have rightly pointed out that if they have to prove themselves, how do they prove it? Through their thoughts and through their hard work. How do they prove it? Through their thoughts? Through comprehensive English, where the foundation of this comprehensive English is taught in ISC. How to formulate your thoughts, how to write a proposal, how to go about it, and teamwork, how to carry your team together. And there, when somebody is behind, how you help out the persons to come to the forefront without any ego, without any selfishness. And it's a whole team working for a company. Right. And there lies the hard labor. If you have to submit a project day after tomorrow, and if you are a hard worker, you do it within 7 hours and submit it. And perfection, perfection. All these nuances which are needed for achievement, needed for progress in later life, all comes through ISC English. Do you agree with me, Sohan?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And also the things like the people think that the not so useful subjects such as I also touched upon it, like history, civics, geography, ye wo kahan kaam aata hai and all. When you go and
All are important.
all are important. When you go to
Yeah,
vote, you also understand the importance of civics and all. That
elections,
Yes.
yes.
how you make that right choice in choosing your candidate from your place, what even a constituency means, how we go about and bring a good change in our society and all. And the most important thing means importance comes when they give UPSC exam. Then when they give UPSC exam, they will understand that history, civics, geography kitna important tha, how much important it was to understand the
Yeah.
basic nuances of it, what the founding fathers had in mind while setting the constitution, why the states are being divided in such a manner, why linguistic division is there, why historical divisions is there. So, for example, today Telangana and Andhra Pradesh divided just because of historical reasons, not for linguistic reasons. Linguistically, they have the same language, but for
Same,
historical
Telugu.
reasons, they have
They have Telugu. Hmm.
yes, they have divided the state because of historical reasons. So how will a person will able to see the even the facts I is throwing here also when I speak it in with my peers also they are also amazed that अरे तेरे को कितना कुछ कैसे आता है अरे कुछ नहीं यार ये तो नॉर्मल है even this small
It,
things like this.
class 10th history
Yes.
civics is still alive in you.
So I would say that everything what I have learned or experienced so far in school, college, workplace, university, or everything has helped me so far in reaching me here. Where am I now?
All the
True, very
best,
true.
Sohan. All the best for your later life. Do very well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sohan. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sohan. You agreed to address our children, to motivate them, to guide them. You shared your knowledge, everything. You spoke about ICSE, you spoke about ISC. Our children will definitely be benefited. Today, they would realize, yes, what is the position of ICSE not in India, in the world? What is the position of ISC board? We really have a place there on the top, right? So the children are really benefited. I'm very, very glad that you spoke. And yes, expressing our sincere gratitude to you because you highlighted those important points like we learn all the learning skills. You started right from the beginning, and that is our school, ICSE school, right? Okay. Then we are happy. We are happy that you taught us ki, yes, it is in this school that we learned what? That we learned about self-discipline. We learn not only English, we learn many things. All right. We take in the values, right? And then, you talked about the importance of different subjects. All right. And yes, English, really, you really spoke well about English because you knew what is the standard of English in ICSE and ISC. Well done. And then your valuable experience. You taught the children how to work hard, how to be focused, how to calculate your hours, all right, and many more. So thank you so much, Sohan. Wish you wish all the children, all pray for our children and wish them good luck. And we wish you good luck and blessings to you. Thank you.
And all the
So
students, I hope that you will very soon understand the importance of the education, formal education, years of formal education you had. And if you opt to continue in 12th class also, you will also soon understand the benefits which it gives in your later life. And I'm sure that I'm very much proud that the decisions I made, the choices I took, in spite of them being a very much an unpopular decision during my time, all paid off. Because during my
I would like, Sohan, I'll just interrupt you. There is a message from Saurav Manti who says, after hearing sir, I think I have taken the best course, that is ISC.
yes,
So that's really a compliment for all of us. Okay, then.
guys, enjoy and wish you very much best of luck and do reach me out for anything. And if you have any queries after this as well, because I know we are running short of time, please let me know. Means the teachers can pass me on, or even the principal can pass me on, and I will be happy to write them about any query you might have had or which have been missed out, or is there any doubt or clarification which we have also discussed right now as well. I would be again very, very happy to clarify them.
So I think we can unmute and say a thank you to Sohan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
See, if you listen to more and more people, then your mind will be always in doubt. So try to take a right decision, okay, and don't get confused and see in long term what helps you the most. If you have a very myopic view, then ultimately in long term it is you who will be going to suffer. People realize this very late when they come and say that अगर हम लोग ऐसा किए होते हैं तो वैसा होता. Because in undergraduate also I have many students who are from state boards, ODI medium, who are not that proficient in English. And we were discussing, they were saying that they were of the opinion even today as well that in future they will teach their future kids in English medium only. So if this is a question that itna English पढ़ के क्या होगा, I would say that English is going to stay here. It's not going to go back. However, more we speak about it, because there are a lot of advantages we as a country gain from having English. The whole IT company, IT industry is based on us having the skill to understand and speak English. And a lot of things are being taken and done with the use of English. English as a bridge language between North and South India, where a lot of states have people don't even understand Hindi, but they at least know to speak English. You just go to Chennai, you just go to Tamil Nadu, you just go to Kerala, you just go to Andhra Pradesh. You will speak still today they don't know Hindi.